Hey everybody, it is Liz with Liz Art Finds, and today we are here with haul number 52. And it's been a week, you guys. I have so much to share. We'll see if we can get it all into one video. If not, I may have to split this in two. We'll see where we are 30 minutes from now and make a decision. First off, a couple of corrections, updates. I posted this, I updated the caption from last week. This piece, last week I had said was Summit Art Glass. It is not. It is Wheaton. You can tell by a lot of reasons. I don't even know why I missed it the first time through. The Summit Art Glass girls have like 5 ruffles on their dress, and it's a much skinnier dress. The Wheaton one is the 3 ruffles. It is very clearly Wheaton, so I apologize for the misinformation last week on that. The other update I have for you is this piece. I found who made it. It is Folio Art Glass, and the artist is actually Kim Folio, and they're based in New Jersey. And I reached out to her and I'm like, hey, this is similar to what I see online for you. Like the background bowl is similar, but the image is different. Could this be one of yours? And she's like, yep. Actually, I'm going to read you what she wrote to me. She said, yes, that is mine. It can be older, but I've been making Frosty since the beginning, so it could even be 30 years old. Because I had asked, can you tell me when this is from? So anywhere between 30 years ago to now. And this one is not currently on the site, like I said. So what I did learn is the current ones, the new ones are selling around $34.95 or something like that. This guy is actually in my sale tonight. We'll see if it sells. The other thing, many thoughts. If it doesn't sell, I'm wondering if this is the 5th fused glass person, right? We were talking about in past videos with Peggy Carr and AC Ross and Sid Stricker and the person who made the the sushi plate. Maybe Folio is the 5th, because I was like, who's the 5th one? Because if they were doing this 30 years ago, the timing, it may not go back quite far enough, but it's possible. So this again is another another artist working in that style of glass. So I thought that was really cool. All right, let's talk about what's sold. It's been insane this week. Now, I've been playing around on eBay. I took some of my things and moved them to Niknax. I adjusted some of the shipping information on a couple of them because actually I still have a bunch more to do. Anyway, just from playing around in my eBay store, the algorithms seem to start showing people my stuff. So I sold 5 things on eBay last week. I did upload last night, I think 4 or 5 new pieces, and I will continue as we get closer to the holidays because people are buying right now. All right, what's sold on eBay? This gingerbread plate, it was listed for a while. I originally paid 49 cents for it last year, I think in December of last year. And again, 49 cents, and it sold for $9, this little gingerbread plate. So that was exciting. These flowers, which I was so excited. I don't know if you guys remember last year when I found them, they were like all mushed together and filthy, like in the back of a shelf. I paid $1.99 for them. They sold for $28 on eBay. This Venetian mask, I don't remember when I found this. It's been a while. I paid $3.99 for it. It sold for $13.99. This little snuggle hat thing, it's Orioles. It's got like a snuggle ball is I think what it's called. It's like a ball with a blanket attached that a kid can play with. I got it for 99 cents. It sold, I got an offer on it for $6.99, which I took. I think I had it listed at $8.99, and I took the offer for $6.99. And then finally, yesterday, this piece sold. I had found it for $6.99, and it sold for $48 on eBay. So quite a week over on eBay for me, since I haven't been focusing there as much as I had in the past, and a lot of my efforts right now are over on Niknax. Speaking of Niknax, I had a paperweight sale last Sunday, so after I recorded the video for you guys for last week. It was a huge success. I originally had a half-hour spot on Monday night. Someone had a family emergency, and they reached out to me for some reason and asked me if I wanted to take a 1-hour spot on Sunday, which I did. And it was amazing. I scrambled to get all the paperweights in, preloaded and stuff, but thankfully I had enough, and I actually had more than enough. We had quite the sale. So I'm going to show you, I put them all on a thing here. All of these paperweights sold last Sunday. There's 26 on here. And then I had 2 additional sales over there that I'll tell you about in a sec. So total sales on these was $661. My cost of goods, I had like this paperweight here was a loss. I had gotten that on an online auction, and I think I put like $48 into it, and that included the shipping, I think. I sold it for $16. So there was a loss on that one. There was like a couple dollar loss on this one because, again, I bought it online. I wanted to have some good quality pieces to sell, and I might have had a couple dollar loss on that one because the 2 Muranos I did buy on eBay actually, but it was only like a couple dollar loss, so not a big deal. All the rest of them were profitable. The cost of goods was $278.51. When I take out all the fees, like all of my costs, like including everything, like what I paid for it, the fees, et cetera, my total profit on this particular show was around just under $300. I'm including, so just these was $288.88, but during that show I also sold 2 things out of my buy it now. So this piece was originally $6, sold it for $10. This piece was originally $2, I sold it for $9. So not huge markups on those, but a few dollars. So my total was just, it was like $290 something, right under $300. I think it was $298 and change for my actual profit, net profit on all of that. Cost of goods, what did I say, $278? So I basically doubled my money on all those paperweights, and that's pretty good considering my 3 best ones I took a little bit of a loss on. So I am very happy with that. I also sold, well, no, this is not also, this is for later, sorry. It's already included in here. I have pictures of a couple things that I hadn't shared with you yet that I sold before I had a chance to share with you. So that's what those pictures are. Okay, that's what sold. It's been a crazy week. I haven't had a chance to actually add together all the things, but it was a definite amazing week. Now tonight I have another show. My show is at 8 o'clock Eastern, and it is a glass show, and I've already got it preloaded. I will put the link in the description down below. I don't have any other shows scheduled right now. My goal is to get in on the Italian. I went through all my stuff, found out I have enough Italian stuff, so there's an Italy train happening at the end of November that I want to try to get in on if I can get in. If not, I'll set up a couple things of my own for November. Okay, so let's get going on this haul. We're already like almost 9 minutes in. Excuse me. First part of the haul, I bought some auction lots. Some of it was because of that paperweight sale. Some of it was because of the glass sale that I know I have tonight. Sorry. Gosh. And some of it was because it was too amazing to not pick up. I overspent a little, but I don't think in the grand scheme of things I overspent. I think I'm going to at least double my money, if not triple it. Let's get going. All right, so I bought 3 lots at auction. One lot was 5 pieces of glass, one lot was 4 pieces of glass, one lot was 4 pieces of glass. So a total of 13 pieces of glass. 2 have already sold. All right, I mentioned that earlier. That's these 2. So this was an Adam Jablonski paperweight. And let me get all my notes over here. Adam Jablonski was like a leading glass artist in Poland, like the most famous. And he has now retired. If I take what I spent on this and divide it out per piece in the lot, I paid $13.25 for it, and it sold for $60. Okay, so that one's already sold, along with the Bertel Valian heart paperweight. These were part of the auction lot. Like I said, I paid $13.25 for this. It already sold for $44. So my total into everything, and I'm going to show you all the things, it was like $291 plus the buyer's premium and everything else, which was a lot. And so that ended up being like just over $350. I've already made back 104. Okay, with 2 out of the 13 pieces. So I think we're on track, and everything else is just as awesome. So let's go through all the things. First piece, actually, you know what? Let me go through the other pieces in the lot with the paperweights I just shared, because those were each $13.25. The third piece in that lot was this little bud vase by Moser. It is signed, you may not, oh, there you go. It's signed Moser down there. These came in a bunch of different colors. The solds are all over the place from 24 to 50. Okay, and again, I paid $13.25 on this. Sell-through is pretty good on them. Shouldn't be too much trouble to make that sold. And then the other one in that lot, I've got out there for people to try to figure out who made it. So far, no luck. I have reached out to one company because somebody suggested an artist, and they said, no, it's not theirs. It's an iridescent white perfume. What's so cool about it is this stopper. It's kind of like I want to say bird of paradise, but that's probably wrong. There's a very exotic flower that this is made to look like. It's in excellent condition. It's not signed, and it's just a little sad. So right now I don't know who made it. It's amazing. I'm going to hold this a little bit till I can learn a little bit more about it. Again, I paid $13.25 for it. 30 plus on the value. I mean, I could see it going in the 60s to 70s, possibly more if I can figure out who made it. So that was one lot. That's one of the lots of 4. All right, the next lot, and I paid $53 total for that lot of 4 things. And like I said, 2 of those pieces already sold, and I've got $104 in on those, and 2 more pieces yet to sell. Okay, second lot was 5 pieces. It included this piece. Now this is antique. This is Kralik or Lotz. I think all the others listed right now are Kralik. They all have different flowers on them. So this is an orchid, at least that's what I think it is. It's amazing. It's in great condition. There's no chips. There's no issues at all. I paid $20.60. So I paid $103 for this lot of 5 things. So that comes out to $20.60 per item. The sold on this are between $60 and $130. This will probably end up over on eBay. I don't know. I think I might run it tonight. I think it's in my list of things to run tonight, and we'll see if it sells. I have it starting pretty high. I think I have it starting around 95. So we'll see. But yeah, this is kind of a one-of-a-kind, antique, amazing Czech bohemian piece. That's awesome. So that was the first piece. The next piece in this lot is this little vase by Rusty Luttrell. It is signed Rusty Luttrell, 1979. He was a U.S. artist. He was based in either Alabama or Florida. Different places say different things. I believe the Florida ones, the Florida information, where did I put it? My gosh, y'all, I have too many pages. Apologies. No, here he is, Rusty Luttrell. Okay, I don't have a picture of him. I just have that, excuse me, he received a Bachelor of Arts degree from Birmingham Southern University and a Master of Fine Arts from Florida State University, and he taught in Florida. So I believe he was in Florida. He had things in the Jacksonville Art Museum, and it said he sold things at Luttrell Studios, St. Augustine, Florida, and at art shows and galleries throughout the eastern U.S. and Canada. He also served as director of workshops at Pine Castle, a facility for developmentally disabled adults. So he was a good guy, and he did amazing work. So his pieces, prices are kind of all over, and I haven't seen anything exactly like this one at all. So I've got it as 25 to 60, and then I have some outliers over 100. So I have as low as 19 and as high as 176 for Rusty Luttrell pieces. So I don't know. I think this will be on the higher end. It's amazing. It's perfect. There's no issues, and I'm excited about that. I got this one as well. This one is interesting because it is not signed anywhere. It's got that weird, like flat ground polished top. I believe this is also acrylic or loads. There is some similar, the ones I've seen that are similar have more of an iridescent sheen. This one has more of like flakes inside it, which is interesting. It's also iridescent, but it's not, the ones I saw were like rainbow iridescent. This is more just like shiny iridescent, if that makes sense. So again, I've got $20.60 into it. The stuff like it are $150 to $250. So that's super exciting. So I got to do a little more research, try to pin it down a little more, but that's super exciting. The other piece in this lot, and what's funny is this is the piece I was all excited about. This one will be sold tonight at my auction, hopefully, or at least it will be shown to run. I thought it was Murano. It is not. And literally, it's the reason I kept bidding up. And the funny thing is, it's the least valuable piece of all the pieces in this particular lot. Again, I paid $20.60 for it. The maker is actually Fifth Avenue Crystal, which is Chinese, which is amazing. The Sommerso on that is unbelievable. It's got a really cool stopper design. And the solds are only like 18 to 30. Now, some people are saying it's Murano, and of course, the solds on those are 50 to 60. I know it's not Murano, so I can't say that it is. So anyway, we'll see what happens at auction tonight. I don't remember what I'm starting it at. I would like to say 24, maybe 18. I'll have to go look. But anyway, hopefully this will sell tonight. If not, I will list it as buy it now on Niknax.net. Okay, next up, the last piece in this lot and the most valuable. Give me a second. I gotta reach it. It's super heavy. It's like 7 or 8 pounds. Oh my God, or more. This is Murano, y'all. It is unbelievable. It's cased, it's pink, and it's got that aventurine, like that gold, copper, whatever, sparkly stuff. This is a known pattern. This is a known design. This is a known size. There's someone that just posted one for ID on the Murano page where instead of pink, it's white, but it's basically the exact same bowl. $215 to $275 on the solds on this piece. So excited because the condition is fantastic. So again, I paid $20.60 for it. So I think overall, that lot was worth the $100, $103 that I put into it. We'll definitely double, triple, quadruple, or more our money on those. So that's super exciting. That one I'm probably going to hold if I get into the Italy show. I'm going to have it in the Italy show. And then after that, I'll end up listing it somewhere. All right, final lot I overpaid for. But again, I'll get my money back out. Not quite as much of a margin as these other two lots. There were 4 pieces in it. The one that I kept bidding up, there was someone else who really, really, really wanted this piece. This is Murano. It is a perfume bottle. It is unbelievable. It's a weird flat kind of thing, like it's skinny. It's got this amazing cane work in it. Absolutely unbelievable. And the stopper is intact. It's in perfect condition. Only thing that's a little weird is there's one cane that's a little darker than the rest, and you can see it like it's in a couple different places. Otherwise, no issues. I believe this is Faro. I can't remember the guy's first name. And Lazzarini is the furnace in Murano that made this particular piece. There are many of them with the stopper, or actually a few of them with the stopper, many of them being sold like this. Like this, they're selling $20 to $35. Like this, more. So the stopper actually does add value. In 2023, the solds were only $35 and $45. In 2024, there have been 2 sold so far, one for $115 and one for $129. So since those are more recent comps, I'm hoping those are the more correct comps. So I'm excited about this. It will, if I get into that Italian show, it will be there. And if it doesn't sell, it will be listed somewhere. I'm not sure exactly. So the next piece, there's this one, the Murano. This is another Murano piece. This is amazing. Look at the work on that. It is just amazing. So I'm really excited about this piece. It's not as heavy, it's not as valuable as the other piece, but it's really cool. So this one, I paid $33.75. Value on that is $55 to $85. Perfect condition. So that was good. And then, wait, the last one, I've got this one I don't know anything about yet. It was, the auction house listed it as Loetz, L-O-E-T-Z, so that would be Bohemian glass. I just don't see anything like it, so it's really hard to know. Also hard to value because I don't see anything like it. I, again, paid $33.75. I'm thinking it might be worth $35. So I don't think this is going to be a huge money maker, but I think we'll get the money back out of it. And then the last piece was a really interesting painted bowl. And this is made in France. It says at the bottom, made in France. And then it's signed Legras. It's actually signed L-E-G. And what's really, really, really interesting about Legras, super famous, and I have like pages and pages that I printed out on Legras. But the guy, Legras, I'm just going to summarize real fast. He started at 20 years old as an apprentice in a local glassworks in France, and then he left to seek his fortune in Paris. And then he did like a couple different markets of glass and utilitarian glass. And I mean, some of their stuff, if you look up Legras, there's some really, really intricate, cool stuff. Now, this is what's really interesting to me. Let's see if I can find it. Well, it says at the end of the century, so this was end of the 1900s, no, end of the 1800s. Sorry, he was running a vast industrial complex employing nearly 1,300 people. And then they had a second factory, and he had his nephews involved, yada, yada. But the interesting stuff, where did it go? Uh-oh, hang on. I took out my pages and now I don't, well, I'm going to just tell you what I remember because I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. During the war, a lot of the glass makers were fighting in the war. They went to the front lines. So they, hang on, here it is. One signature that's often found is leg, L-E-G period, okay? And what do we got here? We've got L-E-G period, all right? These attractive pieces have less complex decor, true, than anything that's sold as Legras or Montjoy, and it was sold less expensively. They date around 1914 to 1920, so this is antique, okay, when many skilled workers were away at the front. So what happened was a lot of their high-end painters and decorators were away, and so the lower tier people were painting glass. So this is very, it almost looks primitive compared to some of the other things that you see as Legras. And I don't know if that makes it more valuable or less valuable, but I find it really interesting. It's also got some paint wear, as you would expect from an antique. So I don't know. I don't know how to value it. Most of the Le Gras is 65 and up. Some of them are 130 to 150. They tend to be a little more detailed. All right. So anyway, that's everything out of the auction lots. And thankfully, I don't have a lot more to show. So we're getting close on time, but I'm going to go ahead and go through everything else. All right. So I did a bunch of trips out during the week, but most of them were like finding one thing. So the first place, this was on the 26th, whatever day that was. I guess last Sunday, maybe. Monday, Sunday. I found this amazing cat. So it's got gold here at the tip of the tail. It's got gold on the edges of the ears. It's painted with flowers. I will be doing a cat show at some point, so I had to pick this up. It was so cool. So I paid $1.99 for it. The solds are in the $12 to $35 range. The company that made this, it was imported. So the importer, at least similars that I'm finding, are Baum Brothers out of New York, and they imported from various places. I believe this was made in China or somewhere else in Asia. So the Baum Brothers started their importing business in 1956. I really don't know much else about them, but I do believe this guy is worth a lot more than $1.99 because people love cats. They just love them. So they sell really well. All right, then I found, in another place, a pair of brass shell bookends. Okay, okay, so that's the back, that's the front. They're in great condition. They're heavy. I paid $5.99 for them. Brass, like I've told you guys before, is selling well. Not super high, but 12 to 24 on those. So definitely double to quadruple money on that. I also picked up, and I don't know if I should have, but I picked up these two small Mayan clay figurines. Now these are interesting because they've got two holes. So I'm not sure what they were used for. They are old. They are terracotta. They are Mayan. Beyond that, I can't tell you much at this point. I paid $1.98 for the two of them together. I'm seeing them sold at 6 to 10 each. So 12 to 20 for the two of them together. Now, there is one exactly like this listed for $672. Yeah. So you can ask anything. And if someone is willing to pay it, that's great. So that's why it's really hard to come up with exact value on these things, but definitely worth more than what I paid. Then the most exciting one to me, at a different place, I walked in, this was during the week, this was on the 30th, so the day before Halloween, Wednesday night. I went out and I only found one thing, and it was on the back of a shelf, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's a blown glass ornament. So I grabbed it. I was so excited. I paid 99 cents for it. It actually is signed at the bottom. You sort of see that. It's signed Chatham Art Glass or Chatham Glass Company. I'm not really sure. The artist there was James Holmes. Let me see if I... James Holmes. Gosh, I can't talk. James Holmes. Chatham Art Glass. They're in Chatham, Massachusetts, and this piece is worth between $35 and $55. So I am starting it a little lower than that on my sale tonight, so I may sell it for a little less just to move it on to the next person, but again, I paid 99 cents. I'm excited about that. All right, and then the last bunch, and it looks like I forgot to tell you about some of the artists of some of the... Oh no, that's for what's coming. Sorry. Okay, here we go. So on the 1st, Friday, I got off work like an hour early, half hour early, something like that. I got done early. So I ran over to Savers. I hadn't been there in a bit, and I had the best day. So I'm going to show you my best thing first because I'm so excited about it. This vase, do you see what it says here? Kosta Boda. The tag on this vase was $3.74. I had a coupon. I paid $2.79 for this vase. Okay, so this is amazing. It is signed. It's really hard to read the signature. It's signed, I think, well, it's signed, okay? And it's even signed with the model number, like the design number of the vase. I'm actually going to put it down so I can share a little bit about the artist, but you can take a look at this piece. This is going to be, again, in my sale tonight, listing it, starting at high, so don't know if that will sell or not. The artist is a gentleman named, it's Kjell. So Kosta Boda, Sweden. This is the artist. Okay, it's, I don't know how to say it. I don't know if you pronounce the K or the J. It's Kjell Engman or Jell Engman. I'm not really sure. He's from a family of musicians and a background as a professional rock musician. Now, how is that? His musical legacy emerges in his glass art, not only through his familiar glass instruments, but in the musical dancing feel and joie de vivre radiated by many of his objects and figures. He works with music in the worlds he creates in his installations, for which he composes soundtracks that are part of the experience. So cool. So he was born in 1946, and he was one of Sweden's leading glass artists in the 20th and 21st century. And he's been working at Kosta Boda for more than 40 years. So this piece is part of the Can series. It's the largest of the forms at 8.7 inches. There were two different colorways that he made this particular piece in. This one is like purple, gold, and teal. The other one is mostly like oranges. So this is kind of a bronzy. I said gold, but it's more orangey bronze. But it's just really cool, and I cannot believe this was on the shelf for so low. And it was sitting next to a vase that was, it may have been Murano, and the more research I'm doing, I'm thinking maybe it was Murano, but it was either Murano or Chinese glass. I read it at the time as Chinese cased glass because it looked newer. It looked like things I'm seeing coming out of China. And that one was marked $29.99. So in my head, I've got this, $2 or $3 thing that's worth like $100 next to this $29 thing that's worth $29. It's probably, if it was Murano, it's worth double that. But still, I was so excited about the Kosta Boda. So the sold on it ranged from 60 to 120. Some of the ones that I'm seeing are the smaller version because there were two versions of two sizes of that. But yeah, I think I have it starting at 95 or something for the auction. So it may not sell tonight because there probably won't be that many people in the room. But I will get that sold somewhere in the next, I don't know, I want to say in the next 6 months it should sell. So I'm excited about that. Then I found this brass ship sculpture. It's still a little dirty. It's signed right here. Okay, and I believe that says, maybe it doesn't. Okay, well, the others that I saw that were like this, it had the same bird that had, very similar on an agate slab like this. The artist was Mario Jason. And Mario Jason is this dude. And he was born in Argentina, and he is now like 87 years old. There's stuff on his Facebook page from 2019, 5 years ago, where he's 82, and he had retired, and he's coming back to work and starting a new series on like inspired by jazz and music and dance. So that's cool. His stuff, I paid $5.59 for it. The solds are only like $12 to $29. They're not super huge. There were some listings as high as $130, but I think some of those are larger sculptures. I think that smaller one is probably a little bit less, and it's got a tiny little bend in it, so that may affect the value. I also found a Chinese aquarium. Okay, it's kind of good in that like there's no dings, no scratches, no bumps, no bruises, no nothing. So my other Chinese aquariums sold in my paperweight show or in previous shows. So I know this will sell. I did pay a little more than I probably should have. It was $6.39, but the solds on these, because of the size and the weight, they actually sell between $35 and $70. So even though it's not Murano, still worth picking up. That's a good piece. Okay, then I found a baggie. I'm gonna just grab one of these, I think. Were 3 of these in the baggie, and there's a piece of paper label, plastic, Krosno handmade. These were sold by Crate and Barrel. I can't remember what it was called. There was a name that they gave it that I didn't write down, but they're very heavy. The bottom is solid glass, and then the top is just kind of scooped out. So they're really cool. A set of 3 of them just sold, like in the past week, for $18. However, now I paid $2.79 for the 3 of them. However, right before that, a set of 2 sold for $30. Okay, so somewhere between $18, $35, something like that for the 3 of them. They are in excellent condition. And the sell-through seems to be pretty good on those as well. Then I found this pewter wolf head thing. It's so cool. I meant to look up a little more about it. It's got a dent, but ignore the dent. It's a wolf head, and it actually stands on the 3 points here, the nose and the 2 ears. They make it flat, so it's a cup. These cups were used to bring drinks to people during the hunt, apparently. This sold new for like $200. At least now I'm seeing new ones at $200. I paid $3.19. Now, there was a very badly dented one, dented way worse than this, just sold for $11. Again, I paid $3.19. The solds on the used ones that are not dented are up to $45. So this is probably worth somewhere between $12 and $24 with the dent. But again, I paid $3.19 for him. And then the last piece made me cry, literally. So I picked this up because it was glass, and I'm like, oh, I'm having a glass show. And because it's cool and it's different. When I took the sticker off, I don't know if you can see it. There's a sticker underneath. They had put the price sticker over it. You know what it says? It says Vetro, made in Murano. So it's more current Murano. It's probably like 80s, 90s, 2000s, maybe even after that. It's definitely not like old Murano, like the other pieces I showed you. But I paid $2.39 for it. The solds are $15 to $45. And this one, I think anywhere 18 to 24 is reasonable in an auction. It could go higher if I end up selling it as a buy it now. So anyway, that was the last piece. I literally, when I saw that, I just was like so emotional. So that was an amazing little journey. So my total, let me go back to the auction. So the auction haul, I did them separately. Total spent was around $291, plus, like I said, the fees, which brought it up to about $350. I've made back 104 so far. There's a total of about 800-ish potential in it. So 350 to 800, it's good. It might go higher, might be a little lower, but at least doubling my money on that whole set of glass, which is fantastic. The rest of this stuff that I bought after that this week, I paid $34.09. And I think the total value is around 266, which is like 7 to 8 times, which is amazing. So like I said earlier, it was a week. It was a great week. Thank you guys for sticking it out with me here. Please join me tonight on Niknax.net. I just have a half-hour show. It's going to be zooming fast, zooming by very quickly. We'll be showing off some of this glass and some older glass, some other glass. Just some of the pieces will be there tonight. So yeah, that's it. I don't know if I mentioned it was haul 52. That was haul 52. Yeah, and I will see you guys next week. Have a great one. Don't forget to hit the like button, comment, share, all the things that help build this channel. Definitely wanting it to grow, and your help is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Bye.